Hey there, I'm Lauren, the Soap Witch, owner of Soap Witch Crafts, and today I'm going to be making Earthy Enigma bar soap, which is scented with Rosemary Melon fragrance. So here I am mixing my lye into my water to create my lye solution so that I can mix it and make into the oils and make this lovely bar soap. I also like to add in sugar and sodium lactate. Sodium lactate is really just like liquid salt. I add it to the lye water before I mix it in with the oils. So they both help to keep the batter fluid after the cook, because this is a fluid, a countertop fluid hot process method that I'm doing. And so both of those in the lye water help the batter to stay fluid so that I can make it pretty at the end with, designs or swirls or whatever I feel like. And the sugar helps boost lather in the final product, and the sodium lactate helps to make a firmer, harder bar. Yay, all great things. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this lye solution in with these oils. We're gonna get things moving. So here you've just been watching me stick blend to trace, which is basically like a thick pudding consistency. And that's how we know everything is emulsified and won't separate. Because oils and water, they typically don't like to mix. So the lye makes that happen, but you gotta emulsify it first, which is stick blender. So getting that all done, it's nice and thick in that trace consistency, so I'm just going to stir it all, get the bubbles and stuff going, and then I'm going to just obsessively check and stir this until it's done. Alrighty, and so now it's done. We have reached what we affectionately refer to as Vaseline stage. It's probably kind of hard for you to see it in the video, but up close, it just kind of has a texture sort of similar to Vaseline, and it almost in a way has a smidge of a translucent look. So that's why we call it that. So here I'm adding my yogurt, which helps it to increase the fluidity. I don't know if that's a word, but I just made it one, in the soap, to make it act better when I decide I'm going to add colorants and swirl and all that stuff. So I usually mix that in and give it like 5 or 10 minutes just to let it do its thing and make the soap super fluid. And then after that, I like to wait until it's about 180 degrees. That little red light is me checking for that. When it's about 180 degrees or less, I go ahead and dump in my fragrance. This is actually the reason that I decided to start doing fluid hot process, is because in cold process, all very pretty designs and a lot less labor intensive in some ways because you don't have to cook anything, but fragrances are real funny, and a lot of the times I would put a load of fragrance in my soap and end up with nothing after the cure. Like, I had several batches of soap that smelled like nothing, and that's because in that mold it heats up almost to upwards of 200 degrees and so the fragrance is in there trying to live and exist through that, and some fragrances don't make it. Whereas with the hot process method, I have complete control over what temperature I put the fragrance in there, and so putting it in at around the 180 or less degree mark has given me amazing results with keeping strong fragrances in my soap. And don't we all just love that? Okay, so I've rambled on, and now it's time to separate the soap and color it. So usually I do it by weight. I'll say, 3 pounds I want to be white and 2 pounds I want to be green, blah, 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 blah. So I separate it all out by weight, and then I put the corresponding color in there and stir until I have them all mixed up in their appropriate containers so that I can pour in whatever OCD order I decide. So it's kind of hard to see here because for whatever strange reason, I kind of did this sort of off camera. But if you see down in that little left corner, bottom left corner, I have a container that I measured the soap into, and I dumped the white coloring in, and I'm stirring. So I go ahead and stir that in there. I actually think I skipped the rest of the colorant, so you're just going to see me go to pouring it in the mold in whatever random order I just decided to pick. There is no rhyme or reason. And then you will see me swirl it within the mold with my little swirling stick, hook, whatever it is. Okay. Feels like it's taken me forever to get all this soap into this mold. Whew. I mean, it is about 10 pounds of soap total. So, I guess that's part of the reason. But anyway, when I'm going through and putting all the soap in the molds, I'm doing a lot of checking to make sure that I'm not putting too much in one or too little in another, because that would be terrible. I want to make sure that all the bars are roughly the same size. And I try to put like equal amounts of color in each one. That doesn't always go the way that I want. At the end of the day, it's most important for me to make sure that they're all completely have the same amount of fullness. So that's mostly what I focus on. And then every now and then you'll kind of see me shake the shake the table and the camera, kind of banging them on the table. They all kind of make fun of me for doing it here because it sounds super loud upstairs, because it's like a stainless steel table. And the little racks themselves that the molds are in are also, I guess, some kind of steel or metal. But I do that just so I can get all the soap to like gel together and fill the mold completely and sink all the way down, just so I can see how full each mold actually is, to make sure I'm actually getting the right fullness. So there's a little method to my madness. A little method to my madness here. I also forgot to put the glitter on top on film again, but here I am just doing the swirls. That's how the swirls happen. That's it right there. So the glitter did get put on top because you just seen it before I turned the soap over. So here I'm just demolding soap, which it really takes no time. I said 30 seconds last time. That may not actually be an exaggeration. With silicone mold, it's super easy to unmold them. And so here I'm just cutting the soap and, give you a glimpse of each bar and just one of the loaves. And just so you can see how they turn out. Each one is unique and different, which I completely love. It's one of my favorite things about soap making. Even if I've made that recipe a million times, which I've not made any recipe a million times, just so you know. But they always have some subtle differences, and no bars are ever the same. So I wipe down the cutter with every with every cut to make sure it doesn't create like streaks in the soap, or drag is kind of what we call it. And so here, yay, finally, I am going to demonstrate washing my hands with this fabulous bar of soap. And you can see the wonderful, voluptuous, thick lather that these soaps produce. So, enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for coming by. I'll see you later.